Okay. The final round of talking to everybody before we leave for good. Wait, why can't I make anything at the forge? I literally did like another 6-7 hunts and I've completed the hunt board and I have all the rarest shit. Actually, it just means there's nothing new. Sorry. I can, I think, make the things I need. It doesn't give you the yellow dot when there's, like, when you can now make a new weapon or equipment. It gives it to you when there's a new recipe. I'd kind of prefer it to just show you when there's something you can do.
Or... So, will it be?
But then again, it would just be, like, the basic stuff as well. So, I get it.
It'll last you a good while.
Yes, please. And then this guy.
Not bad, if I do say so myself.
Right, so I have the Holy Trinity now. Good shit.
And?
That's good. So, let's begin with Uncle Byron here.
I don't suppose you're here to reprise the Saint and the Sectary. Do you know why?
I chose to call it the Triunity, Clive. You may be too young to remember, but this isn't the first time an alliance has been struck twixt the nations of Storm. Yeah, I remember reading this in one of the lore things.
'Twas not 20 summers past.
That your father petitioned both the Empire and the Republic to join hands with the Duchy, that we might work to mutual advantage in defiance of the Blight. And they, for their part, embraced the notion, or so we believed. Little did we know that the peace Elwyn had worked so hard to secure would ground beneath the heel of one we least expected.
Your mother, the Duchess.
In one fell swoop, Annabella robbed us of everything. A nation, a leader, a brother, a father.
But above all,
she robbed us of what could have been, a realm undivided, Elwyn's grand design.
And so you see...
Why I chose to call our new alliance the Triunity, for with it we aim to preserve not only peace, but a lasting legacy of cooperation. There we go. Just another reaffirmation of how much Annabelle fucked everything up. You're set on this plan of yours, then? I am.
Huh.
You never were one to shy away from a fight. Some might say it runs in the family. Ha! Your father would be proud.
Thank you, Uncle.
I know he'll be with us up there.
As for down here...
You may take comfort in the knowledge that the realm will be in my capable hands until you return. Ha 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 ha! Indeed.
That's my boy!
I love his sound bites. I hate the soundbite thing in general for this game, with those conversations, but... Harpocrates, it's been an absolute honor, my friend. What a legend. Best implementation of like a wise old man I think I've seen in the game. Better than Machen, better than Bugenhagen, I think, also. Just the way that they included him in things and made him a part of the family here. His contributions and just everything. I think he was really well tied in. And he's probably the best kind of old, wise lawsman of the series so far. If you think there's any better, let me know. You know how much I love Machen, but I think this guy, when you look at the overall picture, is next level compared to someone like Machen.
Knowledge hoarded is knowledge lost. I well recall
the time I spent at the Imperial Palace instructing the young prince on the history of our realm. He was quite unlike the other noble-born children I had taught, not only for the keenness with which he listened, but for the earnestness of his conviction.
He truly believed
that it was the Empire's duty to serve the people, and was determined to study the past, that he might not repeat its mistakes. Which is the reason why what befell Twinside weighs so heavily on his soul. He must live with the consequences, and I fear it will take more than merely time to heal such wounds.
It will take forgiveness.
Not from you or from me, nor his countrymen, nor even his late father. No.
From himself.
Only then might his flower bloom again. And Origin?
Ah, yes.
You have arrived at a solution, then. Dion will carry us.
Indeed.
A feat befitting the final act. I congratulate myself that I shall live long enough to see it. A feat in itself for a man of my years. But to be serious, it is no small thing to march against fate, Clive. You must be certain of your footing, lest the winds of destiny divert you from your course. Are you certain of your footing, Clive? I am.
Then go.
And do what you must.
Fare
Okay.
thee well, my friend.
See you later, my friend. It's been a pleasure. Anything else from here? Let's speak to Karen one last time.
Still alive, are you?
I'm more interested about what she has to say about Origin. Here to say your goodbyes, are you?
Ta-ra then.
For now. But you better come back, or I'll fly up there and drag you home by your ear.
Thank you, Karen.
Didn't think you'd find the thought appealing. Look, just don't die, alright? A change in leadership's bad for business. Aye, you're off to kill a god. So what? You've done everything else you put your mind to, haven't you?
You could do this too.
Right, you are.
Go on then. Do us proud.
I love Karen, man. Okay, we've already talked about Origin with
I'll keep
Blackthorn.
the forge up.
Definitely one of my favourite quest lines from him. And got to have a final word with Goots as well before we go.
Oh, what is it?
I wish I could go up there with you. Doesn't seem right leaving everything up to you three.
It's hardly everything.
There's plenty that still needs to be done here. Like seeing our stores and keeping Karen safe. Only you can do that, Goots.
And I will. I promise.
I won't let Nan come to no harm, no matter what.
You can count on me.
Just like we're all counting on you to come back safe and sound. Yeah,
Be seeing ya.
that's my stupid Goots voice for you.
Say what you will. Lady Karen's...
Is there anyone down here I want to talk to specifically? No. I'm not going to literally talk to every single NPC here. But I think Goots made the cut. There's Otto still to talk to. I think I've already spoken to Jill. I mean, we had a really nice send-off. Oscar, honestly, it's kind of like... I like the way they brought him back in, but it was kind of like a bit too much. Yeah, so we're still missing 2 pieces here. This has to be from the storyline. And I assume we will be able to return here once the story's done. That'll be my guess. So, by that logic, Clive survives the ending, right? Surely. I'm not going to assume that, because they can also obviously do a whole thing of Clive might sacrifice himself. He might die, but then they'll kind of reload this save while giving you all of this stuff. So they might bring you back to this specific point. We'll see. Don't make any assumptions, guys.
It's not time yet, is it?
Ask about memories. I still can't believe you remembered that day on Man's Hill.
For so long.
Our lives have been defined by loss, but our memories, those no one can take. And if they truly are the only things we can hold on to, then I want more.
So when this is over...
Let's travel the world and make new ones, and I will hoard them as a dragon does her gold, for my memories with you are the most precious of all. Damn, that's smooth.
Right.
Oh, Jill. Overall, she still left me wanting a little bit compared to some of the best cast members. Unfortunately, I would have loved for her to be right up there with like Clive and Joshua and Gav, in my opinion, and even Harpocrates to some degree. Like, relative to how important he is in the story, Harpocrates, I think, really punched above his weight. But, yeah. These final conversations, well, we've got Dion. Let's do Otto, and then we'll do Dion and Joshua, and then we will truly begin the finale of the game. Hold on to your hats, it's going to be wild.
If you've got something to ask, ask.
Trust you to go and pick a fight with a bleeding god. I didn't sign up for all this excitement, you know.
No.
Sid did say the higher-ups wouldn't be too happy about us trying to change the world. Bah, you got me there. And it ain't as if I've got anything better to do, so no more lip out of me. But it's that lip that keeps us on our toes, Otto.
Is that right?
Well, I'd better start looking for something else to moan about then, hadn't I? No one round here is bold enough or daft enough to say I'm fit for the knacker's yard, but I sure as hell ain't getting any younger.
Might be time to take a step back.
Let the fledglings spread their wings. Young goat's as bright as the inside of a barrel, but his heart's in the right place, and his constant failures never seem to dim his spirits either. Come on, man, Gav's got to be the next leader of this place. Reckon the same might have been said of me when I was his age.
But if it weren't for Sid,
giving me the room to fall and a hand to help me up again, I never would have changed. I'd have been the goats leading the goats. Clive, assuming we'd made it this far. Okay.
I know you'll do right by us, Clive.
Yeah, Otto, he just had that one random spark where the Sid's goblet thing, where he just really bared his soul and told us about his story. And the bit where he basically said, like, that's when I realized that that's a man I'd go to the ends of the earth for. That was one of, like, the hardest hitting lines. It just came out of nowhere. And for a guy like this to show that much emotion, that much depth in an instant really impressed me. And so that line really stuck with me. So fair play to Otto, man. Vivian. Sorry I ignored Vivian a bit more than the rest, but her style of lore
Clive.
was just not quite for me.
Well, Clive,
Are you resolved to brave the coming battle, no matter the cost?
I am.
For only with Ultima's death might we ever find true freedom, and when we do, I'll be counting on you to help teach this world the truth.
naturally.
But I'll need you to do something for me in return. Come back to us in one piece. For how am I to recount the true history of this world without a first-hand account of the heroics of those who fought to change it?
I shall...
We shall all be praying for your safe return.
I do so enjoy our little chats.
Yeah, apologies for not doing a few more of those, but there has been a lot of people here. I do want to visit Talia as well. Not a weird, annoying voice guy, but Talia.
Clive, I wanted to give you something for the kindness you showed my mentor.
Oh, it's another memory.
What's this?
A chest of all the medicines you're ever likely to need. Seeing as you're so reluctant to come to the infirmary, I thought you might as well take a part of the infirmary with you.
I'm sure it will be very helpful indeed. And Taya, try not to work too hard.
And work Rodrigue all the harder, you mean?
Yep.
He's a quick study, but he's got a long way to go yet. I'll take that particular piece of advice when you heed it yourself, thank you very much. Besides, who else is going to see that your brother takes his medicine?
Who indeed?
Yeah, I thought she might say that. I liked her. She's a nice NPC. And yes, so I guess some people that have like these singular speech bubbles, maybe there's one more of these I need to find, so I've got to be careful.
I'm glad I was there for his final moments. He deserved the peace he chose.
Agreed. I'm assuming it's going to be the same line now.
I'm glad I was there
Yeah,
for his
she's not significant enough to have those like multiple lines. Okay, so we've got Yote as well.
Yes, my lord? His Grace and I.
Often spoke on our travels, and a certain saying of his remains with me even now. Duty is the enemy of freedom.
At first,
I thought that he spoke of his own plight, that though he was able to roam the land again, his duty to unearth the truth about Ultima prevented him from being truly free. But I came to understand that he spoke not of himself, but of me.
it was my duty to him.
He is judged to be inimical to my own freedom. I don't know what inimical means. I've never heard of that word. There's been so many words in this game that I've never come across. I believe that is why he bade me remain here, that I might at last be released from my duty to him. Few others in his position would allow the cares of a humble attendant to weigh so heavily upon them, nor take such drastic action in response.
My lord.
You are resolved to go then.
I am.
And so is Joshua. I know you fear for him, but I'll do everything in my power to keep him safe.
I do not doubt it.
You are, as you have always been, his first shield. I was only ever his temporary protector. Now his grace bade me protect the hideaway instead, and that is what I shall do.
Thank you, Yote.
May you return safely.
To us, my lord. Both of you.
Have care, my lord.
I mean, she spent more time looking after Joshua than we have, to be fair. Yeah, okay, we saw that before. So we are looking for one more memory. There's someone else we've got to talk to. Who are we missing? Obviously, we've got to talk to Mid. Maybe Mid has something for us. Did we get a memory from Mid? We did, didn't we? So it's not mid. Gotta remember. I completely forgot about this room. Did we ever do anything in this room?
Couldn't have been easy for her making the journey from Ash. What with her belly so fat?
You'd be surprised. There's so much food in the hideaway. Sometimes, in my cell, my tummy rumbled so loud that Chadwick would sneak me some gruel from his bowl. I miss him. He would have liked this place.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of time for her to heal. She's seen some shit. Kids.
Do you think Sid will tell us about his adventures in Ash?
I doubt it. I heard he's leaving again.
Whoops, sorry. I was busy like reading the text. I wasn't looking where I was going. Mid.
What shall I do with your model? You spent a lot of time on it. We both did.
What, that old thing? Not healthy to cling to your failures, Clive. They'll weigh you down, you know.
Sound advice.
Still, I suppose my prototypes will probably be worth a fair bit when I'm as famous as Bart's the Builder. Seeing as you're always strapped for coin, suppose I can give it to you. Just make sure you get a good price when you do come to part with it.
I'd say that was up to you as much as me.
Need something? Enjoy it while you can, Clive.
Because once that crystal's cracked, I'm going through with my plan. Won't be easy turning back on a dream I chased for so long. But do you know what the best thing about dreams is, Clive? They're never in short supply. We keep talking like I'm the only one to have ever set her sights on the skies, when there might be someone up there already.
Imagine that, eh?
Hey, maybe when his Imperial Fancy Pants gets back, I can ask him to take me up there so I can see for myself.
Till then, though.
I'll be down here with everyone else, dreaming away. Couldn't you have chosen somewhere a bit more down to earth for your chat with Ultima? Then I could have come with you, finally made a name for myself, instead of sitting on my arse while his Imperial Fancy Pants gets all the glory.
Make a name for yourself.
Without the Enterprise, we wouldn't have saved Jill. We wouldn't have made it to Ash. Wouldn't have escaped from Stonehill with our lives. None of this would have been possible had you not followed your dream and kept your promise to Sid. Now, I must keep mine.
You better bloody had to and all.
Or I'll be having his name back. Give it to Gav, maybe. Or Jill. Aye, definitely Jill.
Try, Clive.
See you, Mid. It's been real. Still wish we got a little bit more from Mid.
Mid at all mentioned
She was really fun. Who is left? I'm missing one piece, I feel. I wonder if Vivian gives you something if you like check everything there and you exhaust all of the options. I'm not leaving until I get the final memory piece now. There must be something. Let's double check here. I've got to be missing. I'm missing just one. Ooh. Either there's some kind of quest I've done out in the world where I should have spoken to them afterwards and I didn't. Ugh. Let's read the final missives as well. Do you remember what you told me that night at Phoenix Gate? That while the fate of Rosaria sits on my shoulders, the fate of his dominance sits upon yours. But are we not both dominants of fire? Does not the flame of our forebears burn in both our hearts? Should I not protect you as you have protected me? You have chosen to be my shield. Now let me choose to be yours. Is this not what our father wanted? What Sid wanted? To cast aside fate and forge our own paths? Grant me this, Clive. Let me be your strength. It feels like a lifetime ago. It was a lifetime ago. That afternoon on Man's Hill was our very first adventure, but somehow I knew even then that it would not be our last. I will never forget that day, and the simple fact that you have not either fills my heart with a joy so fierce I cannot describe it. Since the moment we first met, you have always been an important part of me, the half that makes me whole. When times are darkest, you are my light. When I am lost, you are my guiding star. You are just what I need. You are all that I need. You are the greatest gift. Jill. Damn, nice. I'm still looking for this final memory to get things rolling and get me out of here. Who am I missing? It's gonna be someone. Is it this guy? Is he just gonna give me his loot or whatever he's playing?
Enthroned in sable skies, chaos inward rose. From diverse hands a dawn is spun in crimson sin unfurls.
Okay, so it wasn't him. There's really like no one left. Okay, so all I can assume is that there's Joshua and Dion left. I've kind of chatted to everyone I can. I'm hoping that one of these two gives me the memory. If not, then I'll have to look it up.
Ifrit, your resolve didn't falter. No. Though I continue to be bewildered by fate. That I should meet with my old tutor here, at the very end of the world. I thank you, with all my heart, for giving me this chance.
And I thank you for taking it.
I should like to look upon that flower once more, when I am worthy. I stand ready to leave for Origin at your word. Make Griga go with us.
And see us safely home.
The hour fast approaches.
My days under the tutelage of Master Harpocrates were among the brightest and most rewarding of my life. His knowledge is boundless, and he gladly shared it with me, that I might learn to be of use to my father in matters of state, and so that when the time came, I might be the ruler that my people not only expected, but deserved.
Alas.
I have disappointed him utterly.
And yet...
He greeted me with such warmth, as if it was still the same boy who hung upon his every word. In a way, perhaps I am, and perhaps I might make him proud of me yet.
My decision is made.
I shall carry you and your brother to Origin, that the Lesage name may live on in honor, not in infamy. Even if I should not. Your Highness, you're not...
You said it yourself.
This is a journey from which I may not return, and yet I am resolved to go. Ultima took much from me, and he means to strip us all of what little we have left.
He must be stopped.
Whatever the cost.
He must.
Thank you, Your Highness. You are as over-hasty as your brother. Save your thanks for when this is over. Okay.
Make ready.
And finally, Joshua.
Brother, I put Father's helm in your chambers. He should be with you when his vision is finally realized.
Thank you, Joshua. For everything.
Don't mention it. All is well, I trust?
He always tried to spur me on, to give me courage. I knew his words were meant with kindness, but as a boy, they cut me deeply. How keenly they made me feel my own weakness, my own inadequacy. It was only after we lost him that I realized he believed in me. He only wished that I would believe in myself. Father's words have been to me as a torch in the darkness, banishing the fearful shadows and illuminating the path ahead.
His flame burns in your heart.
Brother, as it does in mine. and it is that flame that shall continue to light our path, all the way to the very end.
This is it then, brother.
Our last dance with Ultima awaits. Only the Founder knows what awaits us up there.
Indeed.
But whatever we find, we shall overcome it. It would not do to disappoint our friends. They all believe in you, Clive. They would follow you to the ends of the earth if they could.
You're wrong.
My friends don't follow me. They spur me on. I couldn't have made it this far without them. Nor without you, Joshua. You gave me your blessing and made me your shield. Without you, I don't know how I would have even survived. Even when we were apart, you were always with me, and I trust you'll be with me now until the end.
Of course.
Whatever that may be. There we go.
Shall we then?
And then there's
Do you think
Gav.
they'll come back?
Of course they... Ugh, one of these days. One of these days, I swear, it's gonna be me who drinks you under the table.
If by under the table you mean retching on my boots half the night, I reckon one of those days was yesterday.
Ha ha. You think you're so funny.
I mean, it was kind of
But
fun.
just wait till we crack open the bottle I left in your chambers. That stuff's strong enough to burn the horns off a behemoth.
Sounds like I'll be needing some new boots.
Yeah, I still don't think I have this final memory.
Ready for the big heave-ho, are ya? About that.
If there's anything I can do to help you kill this Ultima bloke, you just say the word, eh? You could promise to take Sid's name off my hands.
Aye!
Don't even joke about that. Anyway, I thought you said you hadn't finished with it yet. I did, didn't I? Now, if you wanted to give me an even grander title, something to rival your Sid the Outlaw, that'd be a different story.
Let's see.
Gav the Magnificent, Gav the Almighty, Gav the Lionheart, something along those lines? I'll leave that to you to decide. I'm sure you're more than capable of choosing the perfect moniker for Sid's right-hand man. Right-hand man, eh? I'll take it. Work had only just started on the old hideaway when Sid took me in. Plan was to make it a safe haven for the bearers who we were going to free. I remember when the first ones moved in. They'd hardly dare look you in the eye, let alone speak to you.
But over time...
They started to thaw. They stopped being slaves and became a family, and the hideaway their home. It'll be the same with Edda and her little one, I'm sure. They can make a new home here, with a new family. And with them, the best big brother in the whole wide world to look after them. Here, what are you looking so smug for? I'm talking about me.
Go and give that fucker one for me.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to have to look up what this final memory is. Again, I don't know if it's just storyline or I've missed something. Because we've received them just in plain conversations. Okay. I gotta look this up. Okay, so I asked a friend just to make sure I didn't get spoiled at the end because I wasn't sure if it was related to like completing the story or something else. Now, those special stone things that I found that are specific to each Eikon's abilities, if you do all of that optional stuff, I think there's like 6 or 7 optional stones. And if you do them all, then you get the final memory. So we're going to leave that for post-game because I've taken too much time away and I'm raring to go to finish the story. So we're not going to detour any further at this point. We are moving on. It will have to be like an extra post-game episode or 2. Just to cover that, I think. Or any other things that I find along the way. So for now, we are heading for the completion of the game, my friends. It's been a great ride so far. And well, it's time to see how it's all going to end.
Clive. If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it. You're rubbing me blind, you know.
You really only get one of these in the entire game, man.
Finished,
Shit.
are you?
Let's do it. To infinity and beyond. Awoken from its slumber beneath the foundations of Twinside, this corrupted construct now looms over the twins, its form a bruise on the very heavens.